Good afternoon and welcome to Enfield here. This is the home of St. Crone's GA club in West Roscommon for what will be a hugely important Lidl Ladies National Football League Division 3A contest. This has been an incredibly tight division so far. We've had 4 games played in the group so far between Louth, Down, Sligo and Roscommon. 4 games played, 2 draws, 2 1-point victories. So it is all to play for here this afternoon at St. Crone's. I'm going to fly through the teams very quickly because Mel Kenny will be ready to throw the ball in very, very soon. We'll start with the home side, which is Roscommon, and there's 2 changes to the team that was named during the week. So it's Helena Cummins in goals. Sinead Kenny represents the home club in the full back line alongside Rachel Brady and Megan Kelly. Roisin Wynne, Rachel Fitzmaurice is in the half back line alongside Ellen Irwin comes in for Saoirse Timon there. Kate Nolan and Lisa O'Rourke at midfield, though it's looking likely that Lisa O'Rourke will drop back to half back with Caroline Conway moving into midfield. So the half forward line then is number 10 Laura Fleming. Abby Curran does not start either. Rochelle Lennon from the Cloningale club comes in to replace her. And then Caroline Conway is named number 12. Inside forward line, Aisling Hanley, number 13, Jenny Higgins full forward, and Niamh Feeney named at number 15, though it's likely, obviously, she will drop back to play as a sweeper, as she has done in most of the games so far. And of course, she was cornerback when these sides met in Markievicz Park last year. So now to take it through the Sligo side, and it's a hugely changed Sligo team from the group that played in that league match between the sides last year, which finished with a Sligo victory 13 points to 11. Just 6 players that started that game also start for Anthony Brennan's side this afternoon. 3 of those are in the full back line, and in goals they include Leonie Gaughan, who's the goalkeeper, cornerback Aoife Morris-Rowe and full back Michelle McNamara. Coming into that line is the current 2022 Sligo minor football captain Ellie McDermott. She lines out at left cornerback. The half-back line is completely changed. Claire Dunn and Aisling Egan come into the team. Aisling Egan, of course, returned to the panel this year. Big shoes to fill for Aisling. She's replacing Lauren Bowles, who stepped away this year to concentrate on playing soccer with Sligo Rovers in the Women's League of Ireland. So Claire Dunn, Aisling Egan and Jade Lyons is the half-back line. Midfield is team captain Sarah Reynolds alongside Roisin Malloy, who also had a busy night in the League of Ireland last night. She played 80 minutes for Athlone Town in their 2-1 defeat to Wexford Youths. The half forward line then, Ciara Gorman, Rachel O'Brien and Lisa Casey. And then in the 2 corners we have Leah Duffy and Sarah Cunny, but there's no mistaking what's the main threat on this Sligo side. It's full forward Katie Walsh, who has been absolutely dominant, has been their key performer by some distance so far. She's scored 210 in the 2 games so far, and to put that into context, the rest of the team between them have scored 2-6. So that'll just show you the importance of the Tour de Strand full forward to this Sligo side. So we get ready to go here this afternoon in as much as is possible, depending on wireless signal. We'll try and keep you updated on the other games in the division, because obviously that are the other games in the division generally, because that will affect how it goes as well. So we have Down against Louth. Obviously, if that may affect placings. It may affect, of course, who finishes bottom as well, depending, because Roscommon could finish bottom and into a relegation battle. Sligo, if they lose the game, are very much in danger of that. But both sides would be reprieved from relegation if Down did them a favour and beat Louth at Park Esler. And then on the other side of the draw this afternoon, we have home games for Wexford and Kildare. That will obviously determine semi-final placings and the relegation final. So at the moment, Kildare look like the dominant side in Division 3B. They've won 2 games from 2 so far. They entertain Wicklow at Hawkfield this afternoon at the Mangard Centre of Excellence there just outside Newbridge, while Wexford, they've only taken 1 point from their 2 games so far, but they play host to Longford down at Shelmaliers GA club, and they'll be hoping to take advantage of that one. So we're just looking at the teams taking shape here now. Roscommon looking like Aisling Hanley gone into full forward, Niamh Feeney's gone into the corner. There's a lot of changes here. Rochelle Lennon has gone in instead, so I'll try and bring you up to speed with them. Niamh Feeney actually has come out to the half forward line here as the ball is being thrown in by Mel Kenny. Now there will be a change. Jenny Higgins touches that one down. First touch of the play for for Kate Nolan. Jenny Higgins carries the ball forward. Laura Fleming's gone over his shoulder. Laura Fleming shoots off her right boot. She looks happy. The reaction would tell you that she is happy with that score. That's a first point of the game for Laura Fleming, and we've less than 10 seconds on the clock, and straight away the Roscommon captain has opened the scoring with the first point of the afternoon. Sligo goes short with the kick out, try and build this ball out, working it out here towards the left wing. Ball being carried forward and chipped forward now into the forward line. Not a particularly good delivery there. Roscommon forced the turnover. Rachel O'Brien not able to get her hands on it. So now there's a chance here. Ball being fed back inside by Rachel Brady, coming out from the full-back position. Ball comes here towards Ellen Irwin. Irwin worked across towards midfield. Kate Nolan looks up, surveys her options, decides she's going to play it safe. She's going to go backwards. She's going to go towards Sinead Kenny. And again, Roscommon, they just knocked this ball around midfield. No huge amount of pressure coming on from the Sligo point of view. And now Caroline Conway will look to see what she can do to open it out. She looks for the long floated ball towards Roisha Lennon. Doesn't quite hit the mark, however. Ellie McDermott is able to get in there and sweep up possession. Ellie McDermott wins the turnover. Your referee for this afternoon, I should have said, is Mel Kenny from Longford. He gives the free. That's a poor delivery on the Sligo side. Caroline Conway can't quite get her hands on the ball. It's being fought for there. And it's hard to know what Mel Kenny has given. He's given her a Roscommon free here, and it's going to be Laura Fleming standing over it. So Laura right in front of the Sligo dugout. Looks up to survey her options. As you can see, we've fantastic weather out there, lovely top of the ground conditions, pitch in wonderful order, so really ideal conditions for a good game here this afternoon. Should be plenty of scoring, hopefully. Laura Fleming feeds that ball back towards Caroline Conway, inside towards Kate Nolan now. Roscommon, it's slow build up, but they're managing to retain possession. Again, Conway decides that no, there's nothing appealing in there, decides we're going to recycle backwards. Kate Nolan spills possession. Sligo's in there with the interception. Good win on the Sligo side. Well won there by Sarah Cunny. Ball fed forward now. Sligo taking possession with Roisin Malloy. Ball inside. Rachel O'Brien looks up to see what she's going to do. She goes wide looking for Sarah Cunny as well, but that's a poor ball from Rachel O'Brien. She'll be disappointed with that, and that's a sloppy turnover from a Sligo point of view. Ball back inside. First touch of the game for Lisa O'Rourke. Lisa O'Rourke, good high hand pass. She's done that so many times that it's a unique hand passing action where she kind of nearly hand passes it off her shoulder, but we've seen it several times in this league campaign. A sloppy hand pass there from Niamh Feeney, but Laura Fleming manages to recover. There's an advantage being played. Fleming decides, I'm happy to carry the ball forward, takes it past the tackle of Michelle McNamara. Ball is spilled that time and Sligo are able to slow it up. Jenny Higgins now tries to straighten it up. Good run from Niamh Feeney. Feeney with the right footed kick pushes it wide of the target. It was a poor effort, didn't really threaten the posts, and Leonie Gahan is going to stand over the kick out here. So now that the teams have kind of settled, it's looking like Jenny Higgins is actually going into the centre forward spot. And again, it looks like Caroline Conway is staying out, so we just have to ascertain who exactly is playing midfield there. But we'll figure it all out yet as Sligo on the attack now. First touch of the game for Katie Walsh. Oh, that's a poor touch from Katie. Gives the ball away and Niamh Feeney is able to win that ball. It's back out towards Kate Nolan. Worked out here towards the sideline. Again, Caroline Conway has been heavily involved. Katie Walsh tries to make the tackle but loses her footing. Roisin Malloy now squares up the Roscommon midfielders. A bit of a partial block. Ball is there to be fought for. Sinead Kenny gets in and wins it well. Kenny looking down for Aisling Hanley. The pressure comes on from Michelle McNamara. Hanley now looks to step inside. Little jink of the shoulder. McNamara doesn't buy it. It comes back in towards Laura Fleming. There's space inside. There's loads of room here if they can. Oh, the hand pass doesn't quite go to hand, and that's a big turnover secured there on the Sligo side. Really well done, and Sligo come away with the clearance. Chance now for Sarah Reynolds to take the ball. Strong runner with the ball. Can play centre forward, can play midfield. Good low ball in. Katie Walsh wins it. Tries to hand off Rachel Fitzmaurice. Walsh steps inside Fitzmaurice. Plenty of pressure coming in. Hard hit coming in from Niamh Feeney. And frontal challenge, says referee Mel Kenny. But huge credit there to Megan McCormack, who of course stepped into this team late. Megan McCormack came back to win that turnover ball that set up the attack, and eventually ended up with a free scoring chance here. And you'd have to imagine it'll be Katie Walsh who stands over this one. So, first shooting chance of the afternoon for Sligo. They've had a few possessions so far, but you'd have to say Roscommon have owned the ball so far. But just the 1 point on the board, that score from Laura Fleming. And now Katie Walsh should point out here too, there's a very slight cross breeze, but nothing that really should give any huge advantage to either side. As Katie Walsh steps over the free. 3 steps, right-footed kick. She's looking after it. She's not particularly happy. She's dropped it short, and Alina Cummins manages to pick it up. And a chance for Roscommon to break out. Handling not ideal. Lisa O'Rourke wins it at the second attempt. O'Rourke floats that ball up towards Niamh Feeney, who's been hugely involved so far. Feeney now. There's space off her right shoulder. Instead, she goes back inside towards Lisa O'Rourke. She's got Jenny Higgins beside her. Big high looping hand pass from O'Rourke. Aisling Hanley bottled up. Strong tackling coming in there from Ellie McDermott. Ball inside towards Laura Fleming. Again with Hanley. Doesn't quite get a hold of that. And that's easily gathered by Leonie Gahan in the Sligo goal. Hanley, of course, was Roscommon's best attacker by some distance last year, if I recall rightly. I think she scored either 5 or 6 points in that 13-11 defeat. It was a day when the rest of the team really didn't fire, but hopefully they'll look for more balanced performance this afternoon. Sligo, for their part, like I said, completely changed side. Rachel O'Brien, one of 6 players that's still playing from that game last year. Of course, you're looking at key players like Denise McGrath and Nikki Brennan, who are on the bench, currently carrying injuries at the moment. Time will tell if they're fit to play any part in this game. Lovely sidestep from Roisin Malloy, brings that ball inside, but the hand pass doesn't go to hand. And it's easily picked up there by Rachel Brady. Brady now with a little toe tap, feeds it out towards Kate Nolan, and a chance for the St. Bridget's player to carry the ball forward. Nolan now feeds it in towards Laura Fleming. Oh, that's a lovely hand pass. Bit of space now for Jenny Higgins. Higgins gets the ball on towards Rocha Lennon. Has she the pace to get inside the cornerback? She does. Lennon goes across. Higgins with the punch. Higgins taps it into the net. Really fast break from Roscommon there. Turnover came right at the back from Rachel Brady. It was worked up the field. Simple passes. You'd have to say that Sligo at various stages really could have done a better job of trying to cut out the threat. Referee talking to Aisling Hanley here over something. It's a short conversation, and it's not a conversation that ends in any paperwork, which the Kilbride player will be happy with. But the key point, you'd have to say, Roscommon put the passes where they needed to go. Sligo never really laid a hand on them, whether it was Kate Nolan carrying it forward, Laura Fleming in towards Rocha Lennon, and then eventually across. And Jenny Higgins, of course, tall, rangy player, scored plenty of goals for Roscommon ladies in her time, and there's another one added to the list there to put the Rossies 4 points up here. Lovely ball inside towards Ciara Gorman. Shot coming in from Gorman. It's close. It's better than close. It's over the bar, and it's a first score for the Sligo side. 6 minutes on the clock, and Ciara Gorman puts that ball over the bar. So, goal and a point to a point as Sligo come back on the attack again. Ball being fed inside. Lovely run by Sarah Reynolds. I don't think she's particularly happy with that kick. Skewed off the outside of the boot and pushed wide of the target for a first Sligo wide. Sarah Reynolds, of course, recently engaged to Leitrim inter-county footballer Donal Rinn. So, happy news for the two of them, hoping to keep the celebratory mood going by securing a place in the league semi-finals. Sligo continuing to put the pressure on. That's a poor kick out there from Alina Cummins, and Megan McCormick now stands over the sideline ball. Doesn't love her options. Oh, that's a good run inside. The good run from Claire Dunn, but she couldn't quite hold on to it, and Kate Nolan is able to get the turnover. Big week for Claire Dunn as well, of course. She'll be involved with DCU as they try and win the O'Connor Cup in their home field at the weekend. The Yoplait O'Connor Cups and all the various college competitions taking place at the North Dublin University this weekend should be a fantastic weekend of football with some of the best young players across the ladies football in Ireland, and obviously DCU themselves involved in the showpiece event as that high kick comes in, and you'd have to say Rocha Lennon looks very, very happy with that. And why wouldn't she be happy with that? She has put that straight between the posts. That's a lovely kick from the Cloningale player. And Roscommon go ahead 1-2 to a point. Ball being chipped out here. Sligo try and build the attack through to Jade Lyons, another player who'll be involved in DCU at the weekend. Lyons now, she spilled that ball. Rocha Lennon is able to get in and win the turnover. Lennon wins the free. Aisling Hanley had ghosted inside, but Aoife Morris-Rowe was able to recover. And this is going to be a Roscommon free. It's going to be about 30 metres out, maybe 35 metres out. So be right on the edge of range for Aisling Hanley. She's been very, very accurate with her free taken so far this year, but it's just, I'd say it won't be a question of whether she can put it on target. Instead, she decides, no, I don't have quite that amount of Weetabix in my left boot, so instead I go inside. Ball worked here now towards Kate Nolan. Nolan definitely has the distance. It's a high hanging kick. It's an accurate kick, and that's another superb score. Roscommon off to a very fast start here. A goal and 3 points to a point, and we're just coming up to the 10-minute mark. Sligo looking for the left wing. Claire Dunn fighting for the ball here. Can't quite gather it. Well turned over by Sinead Kenny. Aisling Hanley's found a little bit of space now. Can she get inside on her left foot? Little bounce of the ball from Hanley. Hook, kick and straight between the posts. And this is a very, very fast start from Roscommon. They won't need to be looking at scoring difference or anything like that if they can keep this momentum going. Like I said, no real wind advantage to speak of. What's there probably favours Roscommon, but you wouldn't say it would be particularly huge whatsoever now. Certainly not affecting this game. Ball again, Claire Dunn looking to be the target of the kick out, but Roscommon are onto it. They've secured the turnover with Ellen Irwin. Rocha Lennon's hand pass goes astray, however. Sarah Reynolds trying to take a bit of pressure off her team, carrying the ball out, looks for the hand pass back inside. Ciara Gorman takes possession now. Gorman, little step inside, sort of a bit of a clothesline more than anything else coming in from Rachel Brady there, but no foul, says referee Mel Kenny. Laura Fleming is in to pick up the loose pieces. Kate Nolan feeds it forward to Lisa O'Rourke. Lisa O'Rourke got a fantastic goal against against Down at Park Esler in the first round, so she's definitely made a place in this team her own since coming in this year. High looping kick from Ellen Irwin. Jenny Higgins doesn't judge it particularly well, and it goes out over the sideline. So chance for Sligo to try and relieve the pressure here a little bit. We'll see if we can get an update on Down against Louth, but more importantly, play continues here at St. Crone's GA Club with Sarah Reynolds feeding the ball forward. Reynolds now, ball is worked back inside. Aisling Egan takes possession. The primary school teacher working in South Sligo feeds it forward now. Jade Lyons takes possession of the ball. Fed in towards Sarah Cunny, who's kind of coming deep from her corner forward position. Claire Dunn now dinks that ball in, looking for Katie Walsh. Rachel Fitzmaurice has dropped back to full back to take on the challenge of the Tour de Strand player. Good step inside from Walsh. Can she get back onto her favourite right foot? No, she can't. She decides she has to recycle. Ball is now worked back out of scoring range again, and Sligo go across towards their team captain. Reynolds squared up, poor attempted a tackle from Ellen Irwin. Reynolds is able to get past that easily. Chance for Ciara Gorman here. There's probably a free coming, I'd say. Sure enough, high tackle from Ciara Gorman, and it's going to be a free to Sligo, and you'd have to say a very, very scoreable free into the bargain. So this should be a simple one for Katie Walsh. Obviously her first attempt didn't go particularly well. As we see so far, it's 6 minutes gone in the game at Park Esler, and Louth lead by a goal in that one. Louth lead by a goal to 2 points. So narrow, a good early start for Louth there. Obviously it was a tense finish when Louth met Roscommon in Cooley last time out, as Katie Walsh fires in that free, and Katie Walsh puts it between the posts to make it a goal and 4 to 2 points and relieve the pressure a little bit. That particular game, Roscommon looked like they were cruising. They were 6 points up going into the last couple of minutes. The goals from Aisling Hanley and Laura Fleming, but Louth came right back into it, a goal and 2. So it was a tense finish, finished 2-5 to 2-4. But crucially from Roscommon's point of view, they got the 3 points for the win, and that means they're in the stronger position here now. Katie Walsh again, she's got her first point of the afternoon from that free. Little step inside. Ciara Gorman now takes on the ball. Sligo, a lot of good pressure coming in from Roscommon. Chance now for Roisin Malloy. Like we said, she was in action in Athlone Town Stadium last night. So, see, does she still have the energy as Katie Walsh comes in with the shot? And it was a tricky angle. It was a tough shot going away from goal as we break for the water break here. And there is no question who will be the happier side so far. Roscommon with a 5-point lead, a goal and 4 to 2 points. Really, really strong performance from the home side. Possibly you could argue some of the best football that they've played in this league campaign so far. There were some very, very good patches in that first round game at Park Esler. Obviously, very high-scoring encounter. Finished with Down winning it by 4-10 to 4-9. Really, really enjoyable game. Great way to kick off the league campaign. But so while it didn't work out for Roscommon on that occasion, they got the result the second time round up in Louth, I should say, and that means that their fate is in their own hands. Win this game and they'll be into the semi-final. Sligo equally win this game, they're guaranteed a semi-final spot. The only difference between the two sides, a draw will probably, almost certainly, be good enough for Roscommon. Not Stonewall guaranteed, but would probably be good enough for Roscommon. Whereas a draw, you'd have to imagine would be, well, not you'd have to imagine, the only thing a draw might do for Sligo is it might be the difference between relegation and otherwise. Just to explain, there is a change in the structure of the Lidl Ladies National Football League this year. Last time round, the way it worked, in 2021, the way it worked, absolutely every team got a fourth game. The promotion semi-finals were the first on Pool A against the second place team in Pool B, but equally there were relegation semi-finals between the third place and the fourth place. This year there's no semi-finals in the relegation structure. If you finish third in the group, that's your league campaign over. So if either of these teams finish third, all that guarantees is that they will play Division 3 football again next year in the Lidl Ladies National League. But fourth means it's a straight shootout for relegation with the bottom place team in the other group, which could be either Wicklow, which realistically is going to be either Wicklow or Wexford, you'd have to imagine. Now both of those sides could win and draw Longford into it yet. Though you'd have to say for Wicklow to pick up a win in Hawkfield anyway would certainly be a huge upset, as we begin again with what can only be described as an appalling strike from Helena Cummins. A really shocking kick out there, and puts it out over the sideline, giving a handy possession to Sligo. It's all square in that game in Newry, by the way. Ball in here now towards Katie Walsh. Katie Walsh feeds it out. Megan McCormack. Good hand pass inside, picks out a little gap in space, and I'm looking there, that actually looked like Leah Duffy is in the side, so we'll have to check if that's a substitution on the Sligo team, because number 13 Leah Duffy is in and she didn't start the game, so we'll have to check if that's a substitution or if possibly we were misinformed as to the starting team. That looks like a rather sloppy push there from Ellie McDermott on Jenny Higgins, and you'd have to imagine that's going to be a very scoreable free kick opportunity. Aisling Hanley will take her chances here. So Megan McCormack is still there. I'm just going to check, is Sarah Cunny still in the side? She'd be the other one that potentially, she was named at corner forward. Now she did line out at wing forward as Hanley kicks in that free. It's spilled, it's breaking around the goal mouth. Anything could happen here. Rochelle Lennon putting the pressure on, but that's really, really good defensive work on the Sligo side. Really well done by Ellie McDermott. Oh, they've given away that ball, however. Ball fed back inside. Chance for Laura Fleming. She's on her right boot. Will she put this between the posts? She does. That's a second score of the game for Laura Fleming. The Roscommon captain has 2 points to her name. And suddenly the gap is back out to 6 points again. 1-5 to 2. Sligo building up out on this left wing here with Lisa Casey carrying the ball forward. Sligo working the ball. Roisin Malloy, of course, all action. Very, very strong player. Still only 20 years of age, but a really, really effective player. And I can understand why Anthony Brennan would have said, look, even if you are playing League of Ireland soccer last night, we still need you here in St. Crone's GA Club this afternoon. Ball out here now. Katie Walsh looking to try and charge through the tackle of Roisin Wynne. Roisin, very solid defensive player. Ball fed back outside. Sligo will rebuild. At the moment now, most players in the one half of the field. Oh, good interception from Sinead Kenny. That's really, really strong defensive work from the 2021 Roscommon captain. Ball forward towards Jenny Higgins. Oh, Higgins can't quite grab it. It bounced at her knees. Jade Lyons able to pick up the interception now for Sligo. And another chance for Sligo to enjoy some possession. Even just simply holding possession for a little while and maybe putting a bit of pressure on, but that's a poor tackle, or a poor control, I should say, from Ellie McDermott. Gives the ball away. Jenny Higgins with the long ball. Aisling Hanley is in acres of space. Michelle McNamara trying to put the pressure on. Hanley looks to step inside her. McNamara with the high press manages to force a poor hand pass, and Sligo are able to get the ball out. That was a disappointing finish from Aisling Hanley's point of view. As Sligo again, Roisin Malloy with possession, and perhaps a frustrated tackle there from Hanley, as gives away the free. And Sligo now with a chance to clear their lines and try and take a little bit of the pressure off, but they're going to have to start putting some scores on the board. You'd have to say now, I'll tell you, there was about as much forgiveness in Mel Kenny as there is in Vladimir Putin there when it came to the delay on that kick, because if that took 3 or 4 seconds, that was the height of it. And he's calling that back for I'm not sure, is it a throw ball or a free in, but either way, he certainly didn't give an awful lot of leeway to Ellie McDermott to take a couple of seconds and decide where she was going to put that ball. So it's going to be a chance for Laura Fleming. 2 points to her name so far. Laura, hugely strong contributor from general play. She won't be able to disagree if I say that her free taking has been a little bit patchy over the last year or two. Hasn't really been her strong suit, and again, I don't think she's hugely happy with that one. It bounces before it goes out, but eventually it goes wide of the target. From general play, it has to... We were remarking, there's the remark here being made that I'd say the amount of time that Laura Fleming took and the amount of time that Ellie McDermott took was broadly the same. But you get extra leeway when you're going for a score, I suppose. Sarah Reynolds trying to break through the tackles now. Strong runner as always, but that's a good, solid tackling there from Ellen Irwin. Holds up the progress of the Giva player and again forces the 50-50 kick. And as has happened so many times, Roscommon securing that turnover. Well won there. Kate Nolan picked up the loose change. Fed forward now, and the two wing forwards, Caroline Conway and Laura Fleming, takes it up. Laura Fleming takes the ball inside, feeds it inwards. Kate Nolan now takes it. There's a good run off the shoulder here from Sinead Kenny, having a really strong performance. Home advantage suiting Sinead. Ball down in towards Aisling Hanley now. She's under a little pressure in the corner. Forced too far wide. And again, turnover ball. But it's a tricky place to try and work it out from there. I'm not sure, is it a sideline or a free, because she's actually starting. Must have been a free for some reason, as she's way inside the field, Ellie McDermott. That's really hitting hope stuff. Kate Nolan gets in, good interception. Kate Nolan, oh, that's a fantastic ball. Rocha Lennon's in space. Aoife Morris-Rowe tries to put on the pressure. Lennon, that's a poor kick. Not what the finish that the Cloningale player would have wanted at all, but it was a lovely ball from Kate Nolan. She was under pressure there. She suddenly picked out Rocha Lennon in space, fed her perfectly. Aoife Morris-Rowe did well, didn't dive in on the tackle. What a catch there by Lisa O'Rourke. Now it has to be said, hitting up a high ball to a colleague against Lisa O'Rourke doesn't make much sense from a Sligo point of view, as Jenny Higgins now takes the ball on. Right-footed kick from Higgins, looping over the crossbar. And that's a lovely finish from the Roscommon veteran. Clip between the posts, momentum continues, and suddenly 1-6 to 2 points. It really is, it's all going according to plan for the home side here in West Roscommon. Leonie Gaughan now with the kick out, looks to go wide right. It's Jade Lyons who's in a bit of space out there. Lyons does well, feeds the ball back inside towards Michelle McNamara. Sligo, good control on the ball here, but they're a long way from parts of the field where they can actually hurt Roscommon. Sarah Reynolds now would probably try and put a bit of pace on this, carry the ball forward. Looping hand pass over the top. That's lovely link-up play there with Lisa Casey. Reynolds takes it on again. Megan McCormick now, ball back inside. Ciara Gorman tries to float it up. Gorman again comes into it. It's very, very heavy traffic. Gorman looks to get the hand pass away towards Katie Walsh. Her arm was being pulled as she did so, and it's going to be a free to Sligo. And they badly could use this score here, as this game is getting away from them a little bit. The lead's now out to 7 points. So they could do with kicking this score. Down have now crept into the lead up in Newry, so that's now a goal and 3 points to a goal and 1. So again, the reminder there, if Down were to win and Roscommon were to win, then it would be Down top in the group, Roscommon in second place, and Louth would be the side headed for the relegation final. Louth, of course, just up from having won Division 4 last year in the National League. Katie Walsh puts that ball between the posts. 1-6 to 3 points. As we're ticking on, we've gone past the 20-minute mark, so about 8 or 9 minutes to half-time. Lovely catch by Roisin Malloy at midfield. You'd have to say the one area where Sligo are doing well or enjoying a bit of success is on the Roscommon kick-out. The Roscommon kick-outs really have not gone well. Oh, that's lovely play here, well worked. Quick, slick hand pass from Sarah Reynolds inside to Megan McCormick. and McCormick puts that ball over the bar. And really, you'd have to say that looks like the main avenue to success for Sligo so far. Pressurise the Roscommon kick out, try and force turnovers there, and hopefully, and from their point of view, they'll say that, look, if we can keep playing the game down this end of the field, there's a lot of hope for us. Oh, that's a clever flick from Jenny Higgins. Lisa O'Rourke now takes possession, back inside towards Higgins. Roscommon back on the front foot, ball inside, over the top, right into the breadbasket of Aisling Hanley. Low finish from Aisling Hanley, brilliant finish from Aisling Hanley, and there goes Sligo's momentum just like that. Lovely move from Roscommon. The little bit of experience and cleverness from Jenny Higgins. That kick out was bouncing. She realised I could win this ball, but I could just tap it down into Lisa O'Rourke. Much simpler, but how about that pass? 50 yards, floated over the defender, right into Aisling Hanley. Made life very, very easy for the corner forward. She still had a little bit of work to do to apply the finish, but a good low finish. No daisies on the St. Crone's pitch out there, but it would have cut them if it did. And underneath Leonie Gahan. And now suddenly the lead is out to 8 points, and Sligo are really on the back foot here. They have a free, but it's a good 40 metres out from goal. So it'll be a rather thunderous wallop at Katie Walsh's boot if she can get this one over the bar. It looks like she's going to go for it all right. Katie Walsh steps over this one. She's about 5 metres behind the edge of the D. And the last time she stood over a free, we said that Sligo could do with it. They really could do with this one, but it's dropped short. And Alina Cummins makes it very, very safe, takes that ball on, feeds it out towards Laura Fleming. And another fast break out of the Roscommon backline here. Roisin Wynne now taking possession. Fleming is on the ball again, floats that up towards Jenny Higgins, who's been hugely involved. Alternating between centre forward and full forward. Caroline Conway into Fleming. Fleming gathers at the second attempt. Higgins again now. Another ball in. Looking for Hanley again. Oh, well read there. Good work by Jade Lyons in the Sligo backline. And Sligo secured the turnover. 2 goals and 6 points to Roscommon, 4 points to Sligo. Nice little sidestep there from Roisin Malloy. They have good runners at midfield, but Lisa O'Rourke in again does really, really well. And of course, as you can imagine, from an elite level boxer, very, very powerful and strong in there in the tackle as well. Roscommon, Sligo taking the ball on with Megan McCormick. Referee decides that there was no advantage accruing. That's a long ball forward from Lisa Casey, and let's be honest about it, it wasn't a good ball, easily gathered by Rachel Fitzmaurice. And now Roscommon on the attack again with Kate Nolan. Kate Nolan looking to take the ball past the tackle of Lisa Casey. Lisa Casey is deemed to have fouled. Actually, sorry, it's not Lisa, it's actually Aoife Morris-Rowe out in this part of the field. She's come a long way from her own goal. Tactical switch from Anthony Brennan there, probably bringing her out the field, trying to get her involved a little bit more. Morris-Rowe, of course, one of the physically stronger and slightly more experienced Sligo players in this team. Oh, that's a lovely hand pass from Niamh Feeney. Quick exchange of passes. Feeney now takes it back from Laura Fleming. Feeney with the ball again, looking for Aisling Hanley. What's going to happen here? Gahan gets the touch. I'm not sure if the goal was on, but look, if you smell blood in the water, by all means throw in the piranhas and see if you can finish it off. Why wouldn't you? But didn't quite hit the mark with the hand pass. Leonie Gahan was able to make the interception, and Sligo breathe again, and that's a good turnover. Roisin Malloy has done well. Dispossessed Laura Fleming there. Actually dispossessed Megan Kelly. That's a good quick hand passing on the Sligo side. Megan McCormick now. She won't outpace Rachel Fitzmaurice, but gets it back inside towards Katie Walsh. Walsh with the right-footed shot, and Walsh puts it exactly where you'd expect, straight between the posts. So that's 3 points for Katie Walsh now, but that's her first from play this afternoon, and that pulls it back to 7 again. But the lovely little injection of pace there from Megan McCormick and the turnover from Roisin Malloy, they were the key ingredients to set up that score. 2-6 to 5 points. Roscommon, they have the advantage through those goals from Aisling Hanley and Jenny Higgins. Rachel Fitzmaurice now carrying it forward. Very good ball carrier. Well able to jink past somebody. Instead goes for the hand pass. Jenny Higgins now decides to go for the reverse. Rachel Fitzmaurice comes back, dinks it down the line. Laura Fleming, her club colleague, has found a bit of space. Injection of pace from Laura Fleming. She's being pulled back by Claire Dunn. Presumably there's a free coming. There is a free coming. She went for goal, no doubt, knowing that the advantage was accruing. She said, look, it was a shot to nothing. Why tap it over the bar? I can maybe go for more here. And under normal circumstances, you'd say she'd take this free herself. Now, a personal thing, I'm never a fan of handing a dead ball chance to somebody who's just recovering from a little bit of a knock. But she's going to step over this one anyway. Still 2 points between the sides in Newry. Down still holding the advantage there. Look, you wouldn't expect any game in this group to be one-sided based on the results so far. Like I said, 4 games played, 2 draws, 2 1-point victories. Could not be any tighter. But Roscommon have given themselves a little bit of breathing room here, albeit Sligo have shown signs of life. I mean, it was 1-5 to 2 points, so you could argue that... oh, and that one has dropped in. It took a slight touch at the free. Let's be truthful about it. It wasn't a well-struck free. It wasn't a well-struck free. She was going for a point, but the little touch off the fingertips of Ellie McDermott just deceived Leonie Gaughan. And you'd have to say that is just a hammer blow to Sligo's chances here. Psychologically conceding a goal like that can be absolutely devastating. And now suddenly it's really, really uphill battle for Anthony Brennan and the Sligo women here. High hanging ball coming in from Jade Lyons. Well won at the far end. Chance here for Lisa Casey now. What's Casey going to do? Nice little step inside Lisa O'Rourke. Casey floats it up. The ball goes off the posts and it goes over the bar. That's a good response from Sligo. The lovely little dummy solo from Casey there sold Lisa O'Rourke. And so 3-6 to 6 points. You could say 9 scores to 6 is not absolutely dominant, but when those extra 3 scores are all goals, it makes a big difference. Roscommon now carrying the ball forward. Niamh Feeney has been really, really active at both ends of the field so far. Feeney, little switch hand pass inside. Saoirse Wynne takes it on. Ball worked outside, or sorry, Roisin Wynne I should say. Just can't be mixing up sisters. That wouldn't go down well in the household at all. Ball across here now. Chance for Ellen Irwin to get into the game. Irwin has been much more of a defensive presence rather than on the ball so much. Jenny Higgins, little dinked ball down in towards Aisling Hanley. Hanley looks for the hand pass, it's not on. Hanley with the hooked left-footed kick. Hanley straight between the posts, and that's a goal and 2 for the Kilbride teenager. So we came in here today, it was an absolutely gorgeous drive. I was coming up along the Galway-Roscommon frontier on the way here, and it was some fantastic weather and conditions going up through places like Fuerty, Atlee, Dunaman, and on into Ballintubber and up here. It's a gorgeous day, and it's showing on the scoreboard as we have had plenty of scores so far in this game. 10 of them for Roscommon.
Sligo 6 points.
I have to say, I'm sure you picked that up there. So teas, coffees and snacks available here if for some strange reason you're streaming the game while also attending in St. Crohn's GA Club. So half time here in the Lidl Ladies National Football League. It's fantastic weather. The sun is splitting the stones. Okay, maybe not splitting the stones. It's not that warm, but it's a gorgeous day. It's top of the ground conditions, and Roscommon are taking full advantage. Half time whistle gone and they lead by 10 points. 3 goals and 7 to 6 points. The 3 goals coming from Jenny Higgins, from Aisling Hanley, and then that free from Laura Fleming that just crept in under the crossbar. It's a big lead for Roscommon. They are in pole position as they look to try and kick on and secure their place in a Division 3 league semi-final. We'll be back with you in about 8 or 9 minutes when the teams come back out. But it's great to have you here with us. It's a fantastic game, but it's an uphill battle for Sligo. Roscommon 3-7, Sligo 6 points. Welcome back here to St. Crone's GA Club. Mel Kenny is getting ready to throw up the ball for the second half of this game. It's an uphill battle for Sligo here, as it's currently 3 goals and 7 points to Roscommon, 6 points to Sligo. 10-point deficit for Sligo to try and retrieve here, and the game is underway. And straight away, just as happened in the first half, Jenny Higgins got the decisive touch on it, floated that, tried to get the ball forward towards Kate Nolan. She was pulled back, and now the ball has been fed on towards Ellen Irwin. Ellen Irwin feeds that ball in towards Aisling Hanley. Aisling Hanley drags the ball back inside, almost like a basketball hop. Laura Fleming puts it in towards Rochelle Lennon. Strong running from Roscommon here. Can they get the chance to create a chance? No, it's an over-carrying. And it's going to be a free out for Sligo. So Sligo try and work the ball out. They need to get on the front foot quickly here. Roisin Malloy takes possession. Driven forward now up the left wing here. Ball in towards Katie Walsh. Katie Walsh now carries possession. Sligo working the ball across the middle. Megan McCormick was quite effective in that first half. Has a point to her name already. McCormick now gets that ball inside towards Roisin Malloy. Malloy trying to get inside Laura Fleming. Sligo, it's all very, very tight. Looking to carve out space for a score. The shot comes in. The shot comes in from Lisa Casey, but it's pushed wide of the target. So now Helena Cummins with the kick out. Roscommon's kick outs were definitely a problem in the first half. Sligo pushing right up. What have we got here? Basically 10 one-on-one matchups, all within 50 metres of the Roscommon goal. So Helena Cummins decides to go long. Jade Lyons wins it for Sligo. Floats that ball back inside towards Claire Dunn. Claire Dunn works that ball across the field. Sligo trying to open up a little bit of space. It's a big pitch here, but space hard to come by, as both sides keeping it very, very tight when they work the ball forward. Good run here from Sarah Reynolds. Sarah Reynolds into Aoife Morris Rowe. Chance now for Ciara Gorman to get her name on the score sheet again. She got Sligo's first point of the game. Doesn't really manage to break the tackle. That's good tackling from Kate Nolan. Doesn't force the turnover, but forces Sligo to go backwards, and eventually that's a sloppy hand pass there from Leah Duffy, and the ball is turned over by Roscommon. Chance for Roscommon to strike on the break. Sinead Kenny now carries the ball out, breaks the tackle, feeds it into Caroline Conway. Caroline Conway, floated pass, looking to try and get it forward into Rochelle Lennon. Hard hit comes in there from Ellie McDermott, and Sligo have the turnover. Chance for Sligo to break up the field. Sarah Reynolds takes possession. Advantage being played. Sarah Reynolds decides, no, advantage no good for me. I want to keep the momentum going. Want to get this ball forward. Ciara Gorman now. Little jink trying to get past Rachel Fitzmaurice. She's being held, and it's going to be a free for Sligo. It's probably on the wrong side for Katie Walsh, but it still would be within her range. And when you're 7 points down at 3-7 to 6, or 10 points down, I should say, at 3-7 to 6 points, you need to get the scores on the board quickly. So, free kick coming in here from Katie Walsh. The usual 3 steps, looks to curl it in. It looks like a good strike. No, it's pushed wide of the target. Doesn't hit the target. That's a 4th wide for Sligo overall, and it's a disappointing one. Long kick out again. Oh, Niamh Feeney fighting for it, but Sarah Reynolds also looking for it. Niamh Feeney with the hand pulled her down by the shoulder, and now it's going to be another Sligo free. Sligo looking to try and do things quickly. Float that ball inside. Leah Duffy again with the quick layoff. Ball is back here towards Lisa Casey. Casey now, right-footed shot. Has she put it across the goals? It looks like she has, and that's another wide for Sligo. They have their chances, but they're not taking advantage so far. Like I said, what wind advantage is in it probably favours Sligo, but I wouldn't call it a huge factor in the game now. Helena Cummins again puts her boot through it. That's probably going to break over the head of Laura Fleming. And again, Sligo. Roscommon's kick-out statistics are not going to be particularly good. It's the one area where you'd say Sligo are definitely the better side so far in this game. Other than that, you'd say it's all Roscommon. Sarah Reynolds carries the ball in. Katie Walsh tries to get the layoff. Worked out here towards Roisin Malloy. Roisin Malloy, a lot of tacklers coming in. Pressure coming on from Rachel Brady in the full back line. Nice little sidestep here from Jade Lyons. Works the ball out towards Megan McCormick. Sligo trying to put a little bit of width on it. Stretch the Roscommon defence a little bit. Claire Dunn carries it in, but they've gone back very, very narrow again. Megan McCormick trying to feed the ball out here. Leah Duffy takes possession. Referee says there was no advantage accruing. There was a bit of a pull on Leah Duffy there. And it'll be another chance for Katie Walsh. Katie really hasn't got going this afternoon. You'd say to yourself, 3 points, not a terrible haul, but she's had a good few chances and she's only kicked 1 point from play. This time opts to go short, and that's not a good delivery either. Laura Fleming is able to come in and scoop up the turnover, feed Caroline Conway. You get the sense that a couple of Roscommon scores here would probably put this game to bed nearly, and that's a ridiculous thing to say this early in the match, but that's how it's going. Rachel Brady now, another short free, trying to work the ball out. Kate Nolan does well, breaks the tackle of Katie Walsh, and Katie pulled Rachel Brady down to the ground. I tell you get the sense Mel Kenny's talking to her. If there's a yellow card coming here, Sligo are going to be in huge bother. We're having the conversation. The fact that Sligo are 10 points down, it shouldn't make a difference. It may make a difference. Oh, it looks from the demeanour, yeah, yellow card for Katie Walsh, for Sligo's best attacker. And suddenly now, you'd have to say, what was an uphill battle is now looking positively Himalayan when it comes to the scale of the challenge facing the Yates County. It was a sloppy, frustrated tackle. You could tell that, perhaps the giveaway pass and the wide ball were maybe playing on the Tour de Strand player's mind a little bit. But it's definitely a lot of work to be done for Sligo to try and retrieve things from here. Roscommon still haven't put any points on the board in the second half, but they won't need to put, you get the sense they probably won't need to score too much here. With 3-7 already on the board, they're already a long way towards where they need to be. Should point out, still 2 points in it at half time. The scores aren't coming as freely up in Newry, as it's down leading by 2 points. Ball worked inside here. Chance now for Sinead Kenny, and that'll draw the largest cheer of the day as Sinead Kenny puts the ball over the bar. And of course, local hero here, and why wouldn't she be? Another player with over 100 appearances for Roscommon. And she stretches the lead out to 11, 3-8 to Roscommon, 6 points to Sligo. That ball bounces, Jenny Higgins takes it in. Can she get the hand pass away? She can, it's well done here. Rochelle Lennon takes it on, inside towards Caroline Conway, needed to put that on the right shoulder of the Ballyboden player and didn't, instead kind of forced her wide, made a bit of an angle, and Sligo were able to gather it up. Aoife Morris-Rowe and Michelle McNamara working the ball clear. Sligo breaking out now. Roisin Malloy, another strong run. More and more responsibility on the shoulders of the 20-year-old midfielder now. Tries to get that hand pass away, and Laura Fleming says, thank you very much, I'll make the interception. In towards Ellen Irwin. Another chance for Caroline Conway. There's a run off the shoulder. Well done, Kate Nolan. Decides to go back inside, switching it out towards the right, looking for Jenny Higgins. Jenny Higgins, there's a tight angle. She's been squared up to there by Aisling Egan. Higgins, what's she going to do? Decides to go back outside. Aisling Hanley feeds it inside towards Rachel Brady. Rochelle Lennon now with the opportunity. Lennon with the right-footed kick. That one's going to drop short, and Leona Gahan gathers it quite easily. Gahan, high kick coming out here, looking to try and connect with Sarah Cunny. Sarah Cunny does well, wins that possession. Chance for Sligo to clear their lines a little bit and work the ball forward. Sarah Cunny again, can't quite take that one in. Kate Nolan wins the ball. Floated hand pass, Rochelle Lennon now. Caroline Conway just needs to break the tackle and get the ball away. No, it's just slowed up a little bit. Sligo have done what they need to do here. I'd be lying if I said I saw a huge amount of an infringement there, but doesn't really change anything. Roscommon had possession and now they have possession. Jenny Higgins, floated hand pass into Conway. Conway outside of the left boot. It was a strange looking kick is the only way to describe it, and she pushes it wide of the target. Conway, very much a kind of a grafter, involved in a lot of the supply work through the middle third of the field. Not really a scorer traditionally. As Mel Kenny has a little bit of a chat with his lines official there. Not sure what that's about, but all will be revealed. Something went into the notebook anyway. Leonie Gahan now looking for the kick out. Overshoots that a little bit, but Sarah Reynolds is able to get in and try and win it. Can't quite get there. Well done, Ellen Irwin. Ellen Irwin picks up the ball for Roscommon. She's under a little bit of pressure there. The tackle coming in from Megan McCormick. Roscommon managed to work the ball out of the ruck and now looking to try and again flood forward. Lisa O'Rourke takes the ball on. Lisa O'Rourke carries it into the tackle. High floated hand pass into Caroline Conway. Roisin Wynne now. Tricky angle. Conway now surely should be able to finish from here. No. Little bit of a partial block on the Sligo side, and it's forced out, and it's forced out for a 45. So I have another substitute on the Sligo side. We're going to have a couple of Roscommon changes as well, so they're going to keep me busy here, keeping an eye on the substitutes. On the Sligo team, it's Maeve Casserly who's coming into the side. And Maeve Casserly is replacing number 12, Lisa Casey. A couple of Roscommon subs waiting to come in, but they're still waiting. Laura Fleming tries to find Aisling Hanley, doesn't quite hit the target, pushes it out, and it's going to be a sideline ball to Sligo as we wait for these Roscommon substitutions. Still just a single point in the second half. That score from Sinead Kenny. I can see Rochelle Lennon making her way off. And it possibly Rachel Brady. No, Rochelle Lennon and Caroline Conway are the two making way for Roscommon. And Abby Curran comes into the side. Abby Curran and Lauren Shanaher. If I was any good now, I'd be able to tell you, is this actually a debut for Lauren Shanaher? I'm not entirely sure. It may be, but I won't say it definitively. But she's certainly new to the panel this year, from the Northern Harps Club, which is of course newly formed club in Roscommon, an amalgamation of Elphin and Balnameen up in the northern end of the county. Ball broken here now, chance for Leah Duffy. Carries the ball across, looking to carve out a bit of space. It's a first touch here for Maeve Casserly. Maeve spills the ball but gathers at the second attempt. Nice movement by Casserly. Can she get the ball away? Good pressure from Kate Nolan. That's well won, Kate Nolan. She's being fouled, still gets the ball away towards Laura Fleming. Roscommon looking to again try and break forward. Just like I said to you earlier, a score or two would probably settle this game. They may have enough on the board already. 3-8 might be enough. Jenny Higgins tries to feed that ball in, looking to try and find Lauren Shanaher. Doesn't quite get there. Sligo secured the turnover. Aoife Morris-Rowe takes it out. Sligo building the ball here up along the left flank. As I hear mechanics and stuff operating behind me here, I'm going to trust we're not going to get locked in. That probably won't be the outcome. One way or another. Roisin Malloy now carries it forward. As long as we can see the game, we'll definitely tell you what's going on. Good hand pass inside. Reynolds linking up with Ciara Gorman. But the return wasn't where it needed to be. It just hit the deck. That return needed to be a flat pass, 3 foot off the ground, to be easily gathered, and instead it just hit the deck. Made it difficult for Sarah Reynolds. And it was a big missed chance. First touch of the game now for Abby Curran. Can't quite keep her footing. Coughs up the turnover. Jade Lyons now takes possession. Lyons feeds it down the left corner, looking for Ciara Gorman. Ciara Gorman being shadowed by Rachel Fitzmaurice. Gorman, nice sidestep inside. It's a very tight angle. She keeps going. That's a high tackle coming in there. And you get the sense that possibly Rachel... Is the free being given? It looked initially like the free was being given, but Rachel Brady was unsure and she decided to keep going. Referee signalling now as if he's going to throw up the ball. It looked like a high and hard tackle there from Rachel Brady, but definitely it wasn't a loud blow of the whistle from Mel Kenny anyway, that's for sure. So we're going to go back for the throw ball here, and Lisa O'Rourke is going to go up against Sarah Reynolds. Ball is up there. Lisa O'Rourke has the physical advantage. The ball breaks down. Sharp reflexes from Roisin Wynne. Does really well. Ball out to Kate Nolan. Roscommon have a chance now if they flood forward with real pace into Laura Fleming. Laura Fleming well able to carry the ball. On towards Sinead Kenny. Can't quite hold on to it. Gives away the turnover. Maeve Casserly does really well. Scoops up the ball. There's an advantage being played. Sligo want to keep going. Not alone do they need scores. They need scores quickly. I'd have to say that's a generous 5 seconds there from Mel Kenny now. It felt like there was plenty of play had carried on. But one way or another, scores continue to be rare up in Newry. It's now down 1-4, Louth 1-3. That's a good long ball forward. Sarah Reynolds looking for Leah Duffy, can't quite connect. Helena Cummins charges out with the ball, clears her lines, and now Roscommon with Kate Nolan. It's actually Rachel Fitzmaurice taking the ball forward. Rachel Fitzmaurice, good looping run, finds Lisa O'Rourke. Now it's Nolan. Nolan on towards Jenny Higgins. This is good direct carrying of the ball by Roscommon. Just need to add the finish now. Higgins floats that ball up. It's a lovely strike. It's a fantastic point from Jenny Higgins. And that's just the second score of the half. Just the second score of the half. And suddenly now, as we break for water, feels like that 15 minutes absolutely flew by, but one way or another it's now 3-9 to 6, and it hasn't got any easier for Sligo whatsoever. Now 12 points between the sides, so you'd have to say it's going to be very, very hard to find a way back from here. All the more, now Katie Walsh's sin bin period must be nearly up now at this stage. But even so, even with 15 on 15, the scores just aren't coming for Sligo here whatsoever. Roscommon look far, far more controlled, working the ball forward. And they'll certainly, you'd imagine they'll get plenty of they'll get plenty of pace and energy from the substitutes that they've brought in. Abby Curran, of course, already has had a very, very good week. Picked up a Leinster medal and was player of the match in the Bowers Leinster LGFA final, colleges final against Mount Sackville of Dublin. That was played at Kinnegad during the week. So they'll be heading on towards an All-Ireland semi-final. Like I said, a good few players on both these sides, well, particularly on the Sligo side, will be in action with the Opley Colleges finals in DCU towards the end of the week as well. Claire Dunn, of course, with the home college DCU going for the big prize. The O'Connor Cup will be the big one. As the teams come back out on the field, and we'll try and ascertain if there's any more substitutions. So it looks like it's all the same players out here. I don't see any switches on the Roscommon side. We'll have to check if there's anyone different on the Sligo side. I see Jade Lyons looks like she's heading off towards the sideline. So we'll have to see who's come on for Jade Lyons on the Sligo team. So we're waiting to see here. Referee is just trying to establish who's after coming in. Currently talking to Jenny Higgins over something, and Jenny Higgins seems a little bit unhappy over that. I don't know what Mel Kenny saw here now, or possibly it was unhappiness with the conversation between the two people or something like that, but one way or another. Points to his foot as if it's a trip or something like that, but one way or another, that maybe opens the door for Sligo a little bit. Yellow card to Jenny Higgins. Jenny obviously having a really, really good afternoon here, been centrally involved in all of Roscommon's best attack and play, has a goal and 2 to her name. So, look, Mel Kenny obviously saw something. It escaped our attention here in the commentary section as that high kick out comes out. Well won on the Sligo side by Aisling Egan, and the ball now, Aoife Morris-Rowe feeds it out. We still have to figure out exactly who come on for Jade Lyons there on the Sligo team, but we will get there. Good run forward by Roisin Malloy. Lovely driving pace. Steps inside Rachel Fitzmaurice. Roisin Malloy sticks a toe on it, gets it into the net. There was an advantage being played anyway, but that was really, really clever. She was being pulled back and she decided, I'll be able to reach this. She stuck her toe out, got the touch on the ball to steer it past Helena Cummins. You'd have to say that's a really, really clever finish by the Eastern Harps player. Great run forward, great finish, and maybe there's a chink of light for Sligo here. Still 9 points to find, 3-9 to 1-6. It's double scores here, but that certainly opens the door a little bit. It's actually Sligo number 20. It's Nicky Brennan, the daughter of manager Anthony Brennan, who's come into the side to replace Jade Lyons. I just managed to pick her out there. So Nicky Brennan normally would operate around midfield, played midfield when the two sides met last year. And now definitely the advantage has swung the other way as Katie Walsh takes her place back on the field. So from a situation where it was 15 Roscommon women taking on 14 Sligo women, it's now vice versa. Sligo with the extra player on the field. Ball fed forward. Abby Curran into Laura Fleming. Fleming doesn't quite grab hold of that. It bounces in front of the posts. And it's wide of the target. Not a particularly good finish. You'd have to say this contest really hasn't taken fire. It hasn't caught fire in this second half whatsoever. But Roscommon won't mind that. They're the ones with the lead. So I see Ellen Irwin is making her way off the field for Roscommon. 2 more substitutions coming in here. So it's Ellen Irwin and Megan Kelly are the 2 to make way. So we just have to figure out who's gone into the side. As soon as we see, we'll let you know. As we wait for this kick out, Leonie Gahan now waiting to restart the game. Leonie Gahan goes for length, does well, finds Ellie McDermott. I can tell you that Michaela McHugh is definitely one of the substitutes anyway. The other one will be down in the back division. Long ball forward. Oh, if that went to hand to Sarah Reynolds, it possibly could have been another goal chance. Reynolds feeds the ball back outside. Leah Duffy gets it to Maeve Casserly. Ball worked outside again. Shot coming in here now from Megan McCormick. It's a good strike from Megan McCormick. It's an excellent point from the corner forward. That's her second of the game. She got one towards the end of the first half, and that was a good break. So 3-9 to 1-7 now. And the other substitute on the Roscommon side is Saoirse Wynn. Saoirse Wynn is the other player to come in here. So Roscommon breaking forward. Laura Fleming has the ball in towards Kate Nolan. Kate Nolan gets the ball back to Fleming, still with the impetus. Floated hand pass, doesn't quite get where it needs to go, and Claire Dunn is on hand to swoop in and take the interception. Dunn, Megan McCormick can't quite gather. It's easily hoovered up by Abby Curran. Roscommon now, the lead has been chopped back. It was out to 12 points at one stage. It's back down to 8 now, and Roscommon's play gone a little bit sloppy here. Ball given away there. Leah Duffy getting in, trying to force the turnover. Deemed to have been a foul on the corner forward. So Sligo have earned the turnover again. It's going to be the long ball forward from Nicky Brennan, but that's well covered. Niamh Feeney still playing the sweeper role for Roscommon, loses control but manages to get it away to her club colleague Rachel Brady. Niamh Shanaher puts a little bit of weight on it. Lisa O'Rourke gets up and wins that ball well. She goes down to the ground. I have to say, Lisa O'Rourke usually doesn't get awarded frees too easily, but she picks up that one, looks for the long ball forward. It's gone over the top. Laura Fleming has gone inside Aoife Morris Rowe. Laura Fleming does really, really well, has the turn of pace. She's on her favoured right foot if she can get the shot away. That's a good strike from Laura Fleming. That's her 3rd point of the game. I pointed out before how Laura is not having a good run from place balls, but she's certainly from open play. She's as devastating as ever, and it was a really good ball floated over the top by Lisa O'Rourke, who has been a huge addition to this Roscommon panel this year. Aisling Egan now trying to carry the ball forward. Ball worked out here now. Nicky Brennan gets her first touch, feeds it out to Claire Dunn. Sarah Reynolds again trying to take the ball on. Sarah Reynolds looks to go long, trying to find Maeve Casserly, but that's well done again by Lisa O'Rourke. Breaks out, takes the hit, wins the free, proper quality defending. Ball inside towards Abby Curran. Abby, she was thinking about what she was going to do with the ball before she actually had it won, and ends up giving away the free. Chance now for Roisin Malloy. Katie Walsh goes on the run. You get the sense Malloy's going to try and look for her. Sure enough, she does. Looks for the long ball. Walsh is there. Niamh Feeney is tracking her. Rachel Fitzmaurice is tracking her. Walsh barrels inside. What's happening here? Is it going to be a penalty? Referee's going to talk to his umpires. I know Mel Kenny brought his own umpires here. Katie Walsh went inside around the back, and it's hard to ascertain from here. Was she trying to ruck the ball over the line? Was she dragged to the ground? can you feel the tension? Because you get the sense that a goal here, and we could be in for a nervous finish yet. Now, it wouldn't be a goal, whatever else it would be, but it might be a penalty. The fact that he's calling over Niamh Feeney would suggest that there's a possibility. And he's signalling as if Niamh Feeney pulled down the Sligo full forward. That would you'd imagine a yellow card then. So, maybe, is there hope here yet? If Sligo manage to finish this penalty, then suddenly it'll be 15-13 and there'll be just 6 points between the teams. And it's of even more relevance for Sligo because just before the water break up in Newry, Louth have added a goal, so Louth have gone a point in front. And what that would mean, that would have consequences for both Roscommon and Sligo, because it would mean that if Roscommon were to hold on and take the win here, that would mean that Roscommon would top the group, and it would also mean that Sligo would be headed for a relegation final. Walsh penalty, side-footed, right into inside the post. Absolutely no chance there for Helena Cummins. And suddenly there's just 6 points between the sides. Sligo now, you get the sense if they can get the next score, keep piling on the pressure. Long ball comes out here. They have 2 extra women on the field. Try and take advantage. Saoirse Wynne does well. Gets the ball to Kate Nolan. Kate Nolan pushed to the ground. Jenny Higgins waiting to come back into the fray, try and offer her team a little bit of support. That's a really good ball by Kate Nolan. Finds Laura Fleming. Nolan again looking for the long ball. Aisling Hanley hasn't really had a chance to get into it in this game yet. Hanley goes out there, does well, gets it inside to Michaela McHugh. Curran back to Hanley again. Hanley with the left foot. Oh, that's a fantastic score under pressure. Really well done by Aisling Hanley. And an absolutely crucial score from Roscommon's point of view. Settles their nerves because again the pressure is still on here. Sligo carry the ball forward, ball in towards Maeve Casserly. She's been very lively since coming into the team, made a real difference, injected youth, energy and getting on the ball a fair bit. We've another Sligo substitute here. Sligo number 26 is Aoife Hearn. Aoife Hearn tries to float that ball down, looking for the right corner, but it's a Roscommon turnover ball, or at least I think it's a Roscommon turnover ball. Sure enough, yeah. Long ball out, Lisa O'Rourke wins that. She's a wonderful physical target for her team. The support is there from Lauren Shanaher. Lisa O'Rourke, the pressure comes in from Leah Duffy. So free for Roscommon, no doubt be quite happy to wind down the clock. Jenny Higgins, she's there, she's the proverbial cat on a hot tin roof, waiting to get back into this team, waiting to help out her side. Long ball forward. Intercepted now by Lisa Powell, another substitute having coming in for Sligo. Sligo now carrying the ball forward. Jade Lyons is back into the side as well. So it's all change on the Sligo team. We'll have to figure out who's made way. But now it's Sarah Reynolds carrying the ball in. Sarah Reynolds, ball out to Katie Walsh. Right-footed strike from Katie Walsh. Point from Katie Walsh. And she's beginning to get into the match now after a poor start. So Roscommon looking for the kick out, and somehow Rachel Fitzmaurice has found space out here on this left wing. Fitzmaurice gathers it easily. Ball here now towards Lauren Shanaher. Good hand pass inside from Shanaher. Lisa O'Rourke does really well. Lisa O'Rourke recycles that ball back inside towards Fitzmaurice. Fitzmaurice now steps inside the tackle, back into Shanaher. There's an option down the line. That's a lovely pass from Shanaher. Aisling Hanley though can't quite hold on to it. Ball is hoovered up there by Michelle McNamara. Sligo carrying the ball forward now. Another chance for Aoife Hearn here to take possession. Hearn, that's a gorgeous pass, looking for Maeve Casserly. Maeve Casserly out here on the right wing. Hand pass floated inside, looking for Katie Walsh. The pressure is there from Sinead Kenny. Walsh gets inside her. Walsh with the little hand pass. Sligo goal chance, Leah Duffy. Brilliant save from Helena Cummins. Referee is calling it back. Was Leah Duffy held? could be a foot block either. Again, we'll have to see what the referee decides here. The call is not clear whatsoever. It looks like the ball must have gone wide for a 45. Ball must have gone wide for a 45. But that looks like it was an absolutely huge pivotal moment in this game. The chance there for Leah Duffy as Sarah Reynolds floats that in. Helena Cummins does really well. Under pressure from Katie Walsh. Katie Walsh went in on top of the keeper. Cummins was brave. She made sure, get the ball, look after her own business, touched it out towards Rachel Fitzmaurice, took the hit. It was brave from the Roscommon keeper. It needed to be brave, and she did what needed to be done. And you get the sense maybe that could be enough. Again, it's all swinging around in Newry. Down now gone a point in front again after kicking 2 points in a row. 1-7 to Down, 2-3 to Louth in that one. So again, if it stays like that, what it would mean is that it would be Down finishing on top of the group. Roscommon would be second, more than likely playing Kildare. I haven't been able to see any updates on how it's going between Kildare and Wicklow at Hawkfield. You would presume Kildare would be the more likely winners in that one, but who's to say? Kildare definitely coming like a train, unlucky to lose out in last year's league final. Played some wonderful battles against Laois last year, and they're a side that a lot of people would expect to be contenders both in Division 3 League and in Intermediate Championship this year. Good ball down, back to this game here in St. Crohn's. Megan McCormick takes possession, feeds it forward towards Jade Lyons. Jade Lyons now tries to step inside Laura Fleming. Ball back inside. Roisin Malloy has already one goal to her name. Roisin Malloy looking to carry again. She's being held. Referee says there's no advantage. And it's going to be another free to Sligo. So 3-11 to 2-8. Roscommon, it looks like, quick free, floated in, couldn't quite be gathered. It was a chance there for Nikki Brennan if she'd taken it in at the first attempt. Didn't happen for her, however. And the over-carrying call there, I think it's against Ciara Gorman, I'm not entirely sure, but these little swing moments making all the difference. You're looking at Helena Cummins' save against Leah Duffy, and then again there, the quick pass was floated into Nikki Brennan. If Brennan had been able to gather that ball at the first attempt, it would have been another goal chance as Helena Cummins puts it back outside there. And sure enough, actually it's Wicklow who lead Kildare by 7 points. So that will throw it wide open in that division. Now Kildare have the head-to-head on Longford, so chances are they'll still top the group anyway. But that would be a surprise result there if that carries on. And it also means that Wicklow will put themselves in with a shout of forcing their way into the semi-finals. But we'll stick with the business here. Good ball out. Maeve Casserly takes possession. Roisin Wynne squares up against her. Roisin forces Casserly to go backwards. Backwards it is towards Claire Dunn. Claire Dunn, wonderful tackling from Lauren Shanaher. You'd have to say Lauren Shanaher has made quite the impact since she's come in too. She's handled the ball quite well, been involved in the general play, and that was good defensive work there, forced the turnover. Laura Fleming goes backwards, works it out here now. Good exchange of passes with Saoirse Wynne. Roisin this time takes it inside towards Lisa O'Rourke. Again, powerful run from Lisa O'Rourke. She's got Laura Fleming on her shoulder. Delays the hand pass last second. Does it really well. Fleming onto her right boot. Doesn't quite catch that well, but it's going to be there to be fought for. Will it go wide? It will eventually drift wide. It's Roscommon's 6th wide of the match. But at this stage, with the time taken on towards the finish, you get the sense that even a dead ball at the end will do Roscommon nicely. They have Jenny Higgins back on the field. Obviously, Niamh Feeney is still off the pitch, but 15 on 14 at least is a bit easier to manage. Maeve Casserly, another substitute I've been very impressed with, tries to run her way out of trouble. And not able to do it. 3 tacklers there. Combination work from Lauren Shanaher, from Lisa O'Rourke and from Jenny Higgins forces the turnover. Higgins goes back towards Roisin Wynne. Roisin steps inside Leah Duffy, gets that ball forward now. Work to get Worked again. Jenny Higgins takes it on a second time. Will she go for that long loping run we've seen so many times? She's well able to break through tacklers if she gets a little bit of momentum going. Instead, just happy to run down the clock here, make sure Roscommon preserve the victory. And apparently there was an advantage being played. Signalled as if it's a hold. Kate Nolan now with the free. Not a huge amount of movement. Lisa O'Rourke makes a bit of a run. So Kate says, look, I'm not going to take any chances. I'm going to go backwards. Rachel Brady's in plenty of space. And they exchange passes. Back in towards Roisin Wynne. Roisin easily steps past the tackle there of Roisin Malloy. Ball worked forward here now. Really well done by Laura Fleming. Laura Fleming, didn't quite get the hand pass away. It does at the second attempt. Chance for Lauren Shanaher. And Lauren Shanaher puts her name. Michaela McHugh, Michaela McHugh it is. Michaela McHugh who puts her name on that point. Really good finish. Good run off the shoulder. And you get the sense here that Roscommon have kind of ridden out through the storm. Now Sligo carrying forward. Sarah Reynolds hasn't stopped trying all day. Long ball in towards Katie Walsh. Katie Walsh, left-footed pass, gets it in towards Jade Lyons. Jade Lyons is held up, needs to get a little bit of support. Oh, that's wonderful tackling. Really well done, Rachel Fitzmaurice. Stood tall, didn't let her inside. Oh, but the giveaway hand pass, well won there on the Sligo side by Aoife Harn. Ball in towards Leah Duffy. Duffy with the right-footed shot. Duffy puts it between the posts. 3-12 to 2-9. Still the faintest of faint chances for Sligo here. They trail by 6 points. We're heading on. We must be near enough to stoppage time at this stage. We're more than stoppage time. We're done with stoppage time. And a 6-point win it is. Has to be said, Sligo much improved in the second half. They made significant inroads into the lead. The goals, the penalty from Katie Walsh, the really clever improvised finish from Roisin Malloy brought Sligo back into the game. That'll give them something to hold on to as they look forward from there. But ultimately, there was never really a stage when it looked like Roscommon were under any real pressure, or it looked like that Roscommon might lose out on the win here. They were in control the whole way through. The lead was cut to 6 points at one stage. It was 6 points at the death. But that's all that matters. Roscommon have done their business. They will definitely play in a league semi-final. Remains to be seen who their opponents will be. It obviously depends on how things are going in Newry as well. Last update we've got there is Down a goal and 8 points. Louth 2 goals and 4 points. And that's with 52 minutes gone. So if that continues like that, Down would top the group. Roscommon would almost certainly end up playing Kildare, and Sligo would at least be safe from relegation. But there's a little bit of football still to be played there's a little bit of football still to be played up in Park Esler, so we have to see how that one goes. But here at St. Crone's, it has finished up for this afternoon, and it's been a good afternoon for the home side. They've made it 2 wins on the spin. They've backed up their win in Louth with a 6-point home win over Sligo, avenging the 2021 result between the teams where Sligo won by 2. It's all over here at St. Crone's GA Club. It's Roscommon 3 goals and 12 points, Sligo 2 goals and 9. My thanks to Michael and Maria Carty of MMC Streaming. My thanks of course to Lidl and the LGFA for bringing these games to you. If you can be here, please do. It's a great occasion and it's lovely out there. But if you can't, it's great to have you tuned in. All the best, folks.